Michael Joseph Jackson, August 29, 1958 to June 25, 2009, is an American male singer, songwriter, record producer, dancer, and actor. He was dubbed the King of Pop or King of Pop, English, King of Pop, with his relentless contributions to the music, dance, fashion industry, and the fluctuations around personal life. Jackson has become one of the most popular names in art and culture. Global for more than 4 decades. He is the 8th of 10 children in an African-American working-class family, living in a 3-room house on Jackson Street, in Industrial City, Gary, Indiana, part of the metropolitan area. Chicago. His mother, Catherine Esther Screws, was an avid follower of the Jehovah's Witness sect. She wanted to be a country and folk singer, played clarinet and piano, but had to work part-time at Sears to support her family. His father, Joseph Walter Joe Jackson, was employed by the U.S. Steel Corporation. Michael grew up with 3 sisters, Rebbe, LaToya, and Janet, and 5 brothers, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Randy. The 6th brother, Brandon, who is a twin brother of Marlon, died when he was born. In 1964, Michael and Marlon joined the Jackson Brothers, a band formed by their fathers, including brothers Jackie, Tito, and Jermaine, as songwriters supporting conga and tambourine. In 1965, Jackson started singing the lead with his brother Jermaine, with the group name changed to the Jackson 5. The Jackson 5 recorded many songs, including Big Boy, 1968, as their first single, with Steeltown Records, a record label in Gary, Indiana, before signing with Motown Records in 1969. In June 1975, the Jackson 5 signed with Epic Records, a record label under CBS Records, and changed its name to the Jacksons. Despite his success, Jackson felt that the Off the Wall could be more influential and determined that the next product must succeed beyond imagination. In 1980, he still secured the highest royalties in the music industry at that time, 37% of the album profits. In 1982, Jackson recorded Someone in the Dark for the soundtrack album of the film E.T. the Extraterrestrial. The song, produced by Quincy Jones, won a Grammy for Best Children's Album in 1983. Later that year, Jackson released the Thriller album, helping him to win 7 additional Grammy Awards, 8 Music Awards. USA and Jackson are the youngest winners of the Merit Prize. Thriller is still the best-selling album in music history, with an estimated sales of 65 million copies. In the US alone, this is the first album to earn 32 platinum certifications, equivalent to 32 million copies sold. The album made it to the top 10 of the Billboard 200 for 80 consecutive weeks, while leading the 37 weeks. 1984 to 85, Pepsi, We Are the World in the Business Career. In November 1983, Jackson and his brother signed an advertising contract with PepsiCo for $5 million, breaking all records in the advertising industry. Pepsi's first campaign took place in the United States from 1983 to 1984, with the slogan New Generation, including advertising, touring sponsorships, public relations events, and in-store displays. .1990 to 93, Dangerous, Heal the World Foundation and Super Bowl XXVII. In March 1991, Jackson extended a Sony contract for a record $65 million, surpassing Neil Diamond's contract with Columbia Records. In 1991, Jackson released his eighth album, Dangerous, which he co-produced with Teddy Riley. Dangerous has achieved platinum certification 7 times in the United States and reached 30 million copies globally in 2008. 1993 to 94, sexual abuse case and first marriage. Michael Jackson child sexual abuse case in 1993. In the fall of 1993, Jackson was charged with child sexual abuse by a 13-year-old boy named Jordan Chandler and his father, Evan Chandler. Chandler's family asked Jackson for compensation, but he refused. Jordan Chandler then told police he was sexually abused by Jackson. Chandler once said, "If I win this case, I will be the most successful. There is no way I will lose. I will take everything I want and Michael's career will be over." In January 1994, after investigating Chandler's allegations of extortion, Los Angeles County Deputy Attorney Michael J. Montagna asserted that the case was not considered due to the lack of cooperation from Jackson and other reasons. 1995 to 2000, second marriage and fatherhood. In 1995, Jackson merged his stake in ATV Music with Sony's music publishing division to create Sony/ATV Music Publishing. Jackson retained half of the company's ownership, received $95 million in advance, and copyrighted more songs. Later, he released his dual album History, Past, Present and Future, Hokai. The first disc, History Begins, was a compilation album of 15 songs and was later re-released under the title Greatest Hits, History, Volume I in 2001. The second disc, History Continues, contains 13 new songs and 2 restated versions. The album reached number 1 on the charts and was certified 7 platinum discs in the US. It is the best-selling multi-album of all time, with more than 20 million copies, a total of 40 million, sold worldwide. History also won another Grammy nomination for Album of the Year. 2000-03, controversy over labels and Invincible. In 2000 and 2001, Jackson worked in the studio with musicians like Teddy Riley and Rodney Jerkins. In October 2001, he released The Invincible, Jackson's first long album in 6 years and the last studio album released while he was still alive. In the meantime, Jackson has many disputes with record company Sony Music Entertainment. Jackson expected to be able to revoke the license to own the album, helping him promote his album in the early 2000s. However, the terms of the contract delayed the revocation date to many years to come. Jackson learned that the lawyer representing him in the contract also represents Sony. Jackson is also worried the company may sell his music catalog at a low price in the future and hopes to end the contract soon. 2003-09, second sexual abuse case and final years of life. Jackson in Vegas in 2003. In early May 2002, Jackson allowed a documentary crew, led by British television editor Martin Bashir, to follow him everywhere, including the time when a baby carrying incident occurred. By Jackson in Berlin. The show aired on Granada TV in March 2003, titled Living with Michael Jackson. In a controversial scene, Jackson was seen holding hands and commenting on sharing a bed with a boy. When the episode aired, the Santa Barbara County Attorney's Office began an investigation. According to a survey of LAPD and DCFS in February 2003, the allegations of sexual abuse to Jackson were baseless. Jackson went to the Staples Center rehearsal around 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, June 24, 2009. He jokingly complained about laryngitis and rehearsed at 9 p.m., when it still looks great and full of energy. The training took place after midnight. The next morning, Jackson did not leave the room. Jackson's personal doctor, Conrad Murray, said he saw Jackson in bed in a state of no breathing, but his pulse was still weak and performing cardiac resuscitation but ineffective. The Los Angeles Fire Department receives a 9-1-1 call at 12:22 p.m. PDT, 1922 UTC. The ambulance arrived 3 minutes 22 seconds late and took Jackson to the emergency at Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center. He was reported to have stopped breathing and continued CPR after more than an hour to UCLA at 1:13 p.m., 2013 UTC. He officially died at 2:26 p.m. local time, 21:25 UTC, less than 3 weeks before the first This Is It concert began in London, with the entire concert sold out. On the night of Jackson's 51st birthday, the Los Angeles County investigator concluded that Jackson's death was due to manslaughter. Some reports indicate that shortly before Jackson stopped breathing, he was injected with propofol and 2 doses of anti-stress benzodiazepines, lorazepam and midazolam, at home. After a period of investigation and suspicion, on February 8, 2010, Murray was charged with manslaughter by Los Angeles prosecutors. Murray pleaded not guilty in bail after paying a fine of $75,000. The trial took place on September 27, 2011 after many delays. On November 7, 2011, Murray was sentenced to manslaughter and was not on bail for a sentence. On November 29, 2011, Murray received the maximum sentence of 4 years in prison. On October 28, 2013, he was released when California prison was overburdened and low-behaved. Reaction and funeral. The news of Jackson's death was first published on TMZ.com and the Los Angeles Times, causing disruptions on both sites. Google believes that due to millions of people accessing information about Michael Jackson should have the search engine under attack of DDoS and have to block related searches within 30 minutes. The Twitter and Wikipedia systems also reported a downfall at 3:15 p.m. PDT, 22:15 UTC. The Wikimedia Foundation publishes nearly 1 million views of Jackson's biography in less than an hour, becoming the first in lifetime article of the most popular Wikipedia article. AOL Instant Messenger overload within 40 minutes. AOL calls it a critical moment in internet history, saying, "We have never seen anything like this when someone died." The Michael Jackson Memorial Ceremony was held at the Staples Center, Los Angeles on July 7, 2009, following the Jackson family's personal prayer service at Forest Lawn Memorial Park's Hall of Liberty. Due to increased demand, event owners distributed tickets to the public in the style of a lottery. 6 million fans registered in just 2 days, and a total of 8,750 random names were chosen to receive 2 tickets. The gilded coffin was placed just below the stage during the ceremony, but there was still no information on his final resting place. The memorial program is one of the largest viewership events in streaming history, with an estimated 31.1 million followers in the United States, compared with approximately 35.1 million views of former President Ronald Reagan's burial, 2004, and about 33. 1 million people watched Princess Diana's funeral, 1997. The media has praised Jackson as the king of pop because, throughout his career, he has created the artistic innovation of music videos and paved the way for modern pop music. Journalist Tom Edney of the Daily Telegraph described Jackson's contributions in 2003 as extremely important and a genius. For most of his career, he has had an unmatched influence on the global generation through his musical and charitable contributions. Jackson's work continues to affect many artists in different genres of music. BET described Jackson as simply the greatest entertainer of all time and was the one who revolutionized the music video and brought many dances like the moonwalk to the world. Throughout his career, Jackson has received numerous awards and medals, including the World Music Awards for Millennial Best-Selling Male Pop Artist, American Music Awards for Turmeric, Artist of the Century and the Bambi Award for Pop Artist of the Millennium. At the World Music Awards in London on November 15, 2006, Jackson received the Diamond Prize for more than 100 million records. Music circulating around the globe. He was twice honored at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the first in 1997 with his brothers in the Jackson 5 and the second in 2001 as a solo artist. Jackson was appointed to the Hall of Fame in 1999, as a member of Jackson 5, and at the Music Hall of Fame in 2002. In 2010, Jackson was introduced to the Dance Hall of Fame as the first, and only, the pop and rock and roll to be honored. Other outstanding achievements of Jackson are also a series of Guinness records, adding 6 records in 2006 alone, 15 Grammy Awards, including Legendary Grammy and Lifetime Grammy Awards, 2016 Awards American Music, including Artist of the Century and Artist of the 1980s, more than any artist, 15 #1 singles in the United States and a solo more career than any male artist in the Hot 100 period and more than 400 million records sold worldwide, making him one of the best-selling artists in the history of music. Jackson also received a Doctorate of Humane Letters degree from the United Negro College Fund and a Doctorate of Humane Letters medal from Fisk University. We just learned about pop king Michael Jackson and his whole life. Thank you for watching the video. If you find it interesting, please subscribe, like and share for us. Sincerely, thank you.